Hi everyone, today I am going to talk about some problems for GDP determination in a closed economy without a government sector. My talk includes the following: autonomous consumption, autonomous saving, marginal propensity to consume, marginal propensity to save, induced consumption, induced saving, and applications. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to do the following. 1. To compute autonomous consumption and autonomous saving. 2. To compute marginal propensity to consume and the marginal propensity to save. 3. To compute GDP consumption and the saving at equilibrium. 4. To compute autonomous investment multiplier. Autonomous consumption, abbreviated as CA, is the level of consumption spending when disposable personal income is zero. Autonomous consumption is part of consumption spending that is independent of disposable personal income. You should be remembered that autonomous consumption is positive. Consider the following consumption function for an economy: C equals 100 plus 0.8y. When y equals 0, the remainder in this equation is 100. Therefore, autonomous consumption is going to be equal to 100. Autonomous saving, abbreviated as SA, is the level of saving when disposable personal income is zero. Autonomous saving is part of saving that is independent of disposable personal income. You should be remembered that autonomous saving is negative. Consider the following saving function for an economy: S equals minus 100 plus 0.2y. When y equals 0, the remainder in this equation is minus 100. Therefore, autonomous saving is going to be equal to minus 100. Marginal propensity to consume, abbreviated as MPC, is the change in consumption spending that resulted from a given change in disposable personal income. MPC displays how much of a change in disposable personal income will be spent on goods and services. MPC can be computed as the change in consumption spending divided by the change in disposable personal income. Also, MPC can be computed by the consumption function. Why? Because MPC is the slope of consumption function. Consider the following consumption function for an economy: C equals 100 plus 0.8y. You should be remembered that MPC is located beside y in consumption function. Marginal propensity to save, abbreviated as MPS, is the change in saving that resulted from a given change in disposable personal income. MPS displays how much of a change in disposable personal income will be saved. MPS can be computed as the change in saving divided by the change in disposable personal income. Also, MPS can be computed by using a saving function. Why? Because MPS is the slope of the saving function. Consider the following saving function for an economy: S equals minus 100 plus 0.2y. You must be remembered that MPS is located beside y in saving function. Induced consumption, abbreviated as MPCY, is part of consumption spending that changes as disposable personal income changes. MPCY equals MPC multiplied by y. If disposable personal income is 100 and MPC is 0.8, what is the induced consumption? MPCY equals MPC times y. Induced consumption, abbreviated as MPCY, is going to be equal to 0.8 multiplied by 100 equals 80. Induced saving, abbreviated as MPSY, is part of saving that it changes as disposable personal income changes. MPSY equals MPS multiplied by Y. If disposable personal income is 100 and the MPC is 0.2, what is the induced saving? MPSY equals MPS times Y. Induced saving, abbreviated as MPSY, is going to be equal to 0.2 multiplied by 100 equals 20. You are given the following information about an economy, consumption function, and investment. Find the following: marginal propensity to consume, MPC, marginal propensity to save, MPS, the equilibrium domestic income, Y, autonomous consumption, CA, induced consumption, MPCY, consumption at the equilibrium, C, saving at equilibrium, S. Show the equilibrium, Y, graphically. This is the given information. First required marginal propensity to consume, abbreviated MPC. Since MPC is the slope of the consumption function, MPC is located beside Y in consumption function. MPC is located beside Y in consumption function because MPC is the slope of this equation. Therefore, MPC equals 0.8. Marginal propensity to save, MPS. Since MPC plus MPS must be equal 1 or equals 1, hence MPS equals 1 minus MPC. Therefore, MPS is going to be equal to 1 minus 0.8 equals 0.2. Number 3, the equilibrium domestic income. In a closed economy without government sector, the macroeconomic equilibrium condition is Y equals C plus I. By substituting consumption function for C and the investment for I, we obtain Y equals 20 plus 0.8Y, consumption function, plus 100 investment. Then put the term with Y on the left hand side, and change its sign from positive to negative. We obtain Y minus 0.8Y equals 120. Factoring out Y on the left hand side, we obtain 1 minus 0.8Y equals 120. Therefore, y equals 120 over 0.2 equals 600. Number 4, autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption is the part of consumption when disposable personal income equals 0. When y equals 0, this part is going to be equal to 0. Therefore, the remainder in this equation is the autonomous consumption, that is 20. Again, the autonomous consumption is the part of consumption when disposable personal income equals 0. When y equals 0, when y equals 0, 0 times 0.8 gives 0. This part will be equal 0. Again, when y equals 0, this part is going to be equal to 0. Therefore, the remainder in this equation is the autonomous consumption, that is a 20. Induced consumption MBCY. Induced consumption equals MBC times y. MBC is 0.8, y 600. Induced consumption equals 0.8 times 600 equals 480. Consumption at equilibrium, C, equals autonomous consumption 20 plus induced consumption 480 equals 500. 7. Saving at equilibrium is saving equals y minus c. Saving equals income minus consumption equals 600 minus 500 equals 100. You should be remembered that at the equilibrium, saving must be equal investment. Saving 100, investment equals 100. You should be remembered that at the equilibrium, saving must be equal investment. Saving equals 100, investment equals 100. Saving equals 100, investment equals 100. Show the equilibrium y graphically. The horizontal axis represents Y. Vertical axis represents investment and saving. At point of intersection, point E, investment equals in saving equals 100 and Y equals 600. C equals 50 plus 0.6Y. C is personal consumption spending. Y is disposable personal income. Find saving function. Number 1. Convert C to S. Number 2. Find the autonomous saving. The amount of autonomous saving is the same amount of autonomous consumption, 50-50. The amount of autonomous saving is the same amount of autonomous consumption. But you must remember that the autonomous consumption must be negative. Number 3. The slope of saving function plus the slope of consumption function equals 1. 0.6 is the slope of consumption function. 0.6 is MPC, marginal propensity to consume. 0.6 is a MPC. Since MPC plus MPS equals 1, therefore MPS for saving function equals 0.4. 0.6 plus 0.4 equals 1. Again, 0.6 represents MPC, marginal propensity to consume. The slope of saving function is MPS. Since MPC plus MPS equals 1, when MPC 0.6, MPS must be equal 0.4. Plus positive relation between Y as independent and C as dependent. When Y increases, C will increase. Also, positive relation between Y with S. When Y increases, S saving will increase. Consider the following saving function for an economy. Saving S equals minus 50 plus 0.2y. S equals minus 50 plus 0.2y. Find consumption function. Number 1. Convert S to C. Number 2. Find the autonomous consumption. The amount of autonomous consumption is the same amount of autonomous saving, 50-50. But you must remember that the autonomous consumption must be positive. Plus 0.2 MPS. Since MPC plus MPS equals 1, when MPS 0.2, MPC must be equal 0.8, because MPS plus MPC equals 1. MBS is located beside y in saving function. MBC is located beside y in consumption function. MBS plus MBC equals 1. Find autonomous investment multiplier by using the consumption function. Autonomous investment multiplier Ki equals 1 over 1 minus MBC. MBC is 0.6. Therefore, Ki, autonomous investment multiplier, Ki equals 1 over 1 minus MBC equals 1 over 1 minus 0.6 equals 1 over 0.4 equals 2.5. Find autonomous investment multiplier Ki by using saving function. This saving function. Autonomous investment multiplier Ki equals 1 over 1 minus MBC. Since 1 minus MBC equals MBS, therefore Ki equals 1 over MBS. MBS, the slope of saving function. MBS is located beside y in saving function. 0.2. 1 over 0.2 equals 5. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back for the next video.